Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Huh?
What's going on, freaks? Hey, look at that. You can see Blue. Look how he's always sleeping like that. All tired all the time. See that? There he is. But he seems to be comfortable. All right. Hey, look at that. That's Cheryl Bullock. She's always helping out. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know if he's actually 700 pounds, but I mean, he probably weighs 350 to 400. Okay, he's definitely not the guy in the bridge. So there was, I mean, I'm grateful to get the pool notes. However, whoever did the notes for the sort of the afternoon session when they played the actual video, it was one of the worst note-taking sessions of anybody in the history of mankind. Like, you would actually, I don't know how somebody like that got in there to take those notes. All right? Unreal. I mean, you guys, let me just tell you what it says, just so you know what I'm talking about. You'll actually agree with me. Some of you, this will be the first time you ever agree with me in your entire life. Mainly because you're trolls. But listen, look at this right here. Time was of the essence. We wanted the info for the detectives to help further their case as soon as possible. It showed a video was taken, found at 2:13. On February 13, 2017, a video was taken. Prosecution plays video on large screen. Jury asks pretty detailed questions. We'll resume at 2 o'clock. Have you ever seen anything more ludicrous in your life? It almost feels like the person was trolling in some way, right? Like, the video is sort of like the centerpiece of the entire case. And you just say, hey, they played a video. Jury asked some great questions, but we won't get to hear what those questions are, and that resumes at 2 o'clock. Unreal, man. Hey, look at that. It's J.K. All right. Sweet.
You're feeling well, and your mom is great also. Hello all.
Yep. Seems to be doing good. I think it's Wednesday. Tomorrow. Wait, what's today? Is today Tuesday or? Shit, I don't even remember. I think tomorrow is when we gotta go. Yeah, be taking care of her. Can you imagine though? It's just, who in the heck? This is somebody who does not know the case at all. Now, I have to say, I've been pretty hard on Lauren and those guys over at Hidden True Crime because they didn't really know the case coming into it. However, I have to say that fortunately, she took good notes of those sessions, like incredible notes, where you're, those are what should be the pool notes, what she was doing. I mean, it was like really descriptive. And by the way, I wouldn't even know. Like, I would be doing the show right now, and I wouldn't even have known that today's session included interviewing the three girls, Bree and Riley and the other, the friends that saw Bridge Guy. And then they also interviewed Betsy Blair. I wouldn't even have known that. But I did get, finally at the end, I got another updated one that had some information in it. But I also listened to the murder sheet, and they did a really good job too. And it's weird how, when I'm listening to it, it kind of, the same things that they're saying are exactly what I'm thinking in my head, because it's some interesting things were happening today. So what's going to happen later this evening, for those of you who like the really late shows, we're doing this one. And then 11:30 tonight, I'm going to get, we're going to have Susan Hendricks on while they're standing in line with the murder sheet. So then I'll be able to ask them all the questions and go over the stuff and kill some time for them, because they got to stand in line, believe it or not, at 2:30 in the morning and wait all night long just to get in the next day. How ridiculous. Hey, thank you very much, David Mock. So definitely you'll be coming back on for that. But if you want to focus in on this right here, what a joke right here. Hey everybody, the prosecution plays a video on a large screen. Oh, and the jury asked some really great questions. We won't tell you any of them. Lunch is now, and we'll resume at 2 o'clock. Thank you very much. What amazing pool notes those are. Unreal. Jesus, you got to be kidding me on that one. All right, you got a day off, huh? So I don't know if you guys, if you didn't watch my earlier show, I guess we could do those again. I mean, I'll go through all the stuff I have, but the morning notes were good, right? I mean, you guys want to do these again? We could just zip through them, or is that kind of boring? I mean, actually, some of the stuff's pretty interesting, and I can augment them. We have pictures, etc. Man, what a... I can't believe that. And I'm grateful to get the notes, but are you kidding me? The most important thing of the entire trial, and you can't even... I don't know, man. I don't know what you guys think of it. I can't even really make it make sense that somebody would do that. I'm just trying to move one picture somewhere. All right, there we go. So here we go. As Alan was wearing his glasses on, hard looks. These are good notes. These are what they're supposed to be like. Looks at jurors as they're seated. And then there's like exhibits. There's a guy named Brian Olehe on the stand. 137 is Liberty, or not, it says large size 10 shoe collected at Creek. All right, and here is a picture of that. Right there, there's a picture of it. And here's the tie-dye shirt that'll be mentioned. Not really sure what this is right here. Yeah, don't know what that is. But you've got the Nike shoe in the water and the tie-dye shirt. It was on some guy's named Gavin Fish's page. These pictures have been out on the internet for a long time now. He doesn't own them or anything. 138 Hollister blue jeans, and they were also found in the creek. I don't have a picture of the jeans found, but those are going to be Abby's jeans were found in the creek. 139 extra large shirts from Deer Creek. That is going to be Libby's tie-dye shirt, although you'd think it would say tie-dye shirt. 140 gray hooded sweatshirt from Creek. And so what we're just talking about, right? These jeans right here in the creek, this is the gray hooded sweatshirt that was found in the creek. So at this point, you know that at one point, Abby did not have on these pants and that gray hoodie, okay? Not sure how that got to there. Let me get back to... And then, let's see, Sonoma pink underwear from Creek. I think we do have that picture. I think those are right here. You know, I don't know, you know, I can't be 100% certain, but I think that might be what this is in the photograph. Hey, thank you, Juniper's Tarot and Astrology.
What was found in her hand was just a small piece of hair, correct? Not a huge clump of hair in her hand.
Yeah, it was just one hair with a with the root on it. They've already explained that they identified it, and it was somebody related to Libby, but the defense wants it the exact name on it. It was a female hair, and it's a family member of Libby, and it was in Abby's hand. How do you think that would happen, everybody, when, let's see, well, the gray sweatshirt was borrowed by Abby from Libby, the one that you see in the picture. This right here is Kelsey's shirt, right here, this gray thing. All right, that's Kelsey's. Then the black sweatshirt was also Kelsey's, but Libby had it. And then at the crime scene, Abby's found in that very same sweatshirt. And so not only has she worn this one by Kelsey, she also has a sweatshirt that she was wearing from Kelsey. So it's like, of course, there's when you're sliding your hands through those shirts to put it on, there's likely going to be a hair, you know, anything. I mean, it's amazing how simple it is to explain. But, you know, you throw it out there and it makes people go, ooh, ooh, ooh. There must have been a battle of some sort. It's crazy. Lunacy. Hey, thanks, Billy. Yeah, and then they found black and purple sock from the creek. They found a pink, they notice how they just say sock, and then pink sock from creek. I remember when we, in the, I believe it's the Ron Logan document, it mentions that a pair of underwear and a sock are missing. You guys remember that? It's something that you didn't see in the probable cause document, but it's in the Ron Logan document. And so that's interesting, right? When you think about that a pair of underwear and a sock were never found. Did they just float downstream, or was that a trophy that Richard Allen, a.k.a. Bridge Guy, took? And in the search warrant that was done, did they find a pair of shorts and maybe that sock? And we just don't know about it because the defense isn't going to say that. But the defense tried everything they could to get any fruit from the search warrant thrown out. They were very, very concerned about it. And I think it was more concern than the ejected bullet element would be. I think that they're scared of something else that was found. The defense is not going to mention it, and the prosecution is not going to mention it because they were told not to. The defense doesn't care about those kind of orders. They tried everything they could to sneak anything out they could by intentionally leaking the crime scene photos using Mitch Westerman. Yes. Anyways, the 143 pink sock from Creek, green headscarf, never even heard about it, the headscarf from Creek, black large shirt from Creek, so I think that's lit. You know, that's interesting. So whose shirt would that be? Black large shirt. So did Libby have on a tie-dye shirt and a black shirt? Or is that a shirt that, I don't know. It definitely isn't Abby's shirt. Took items from crime scene to the post. They had, also you had the right and left Converse shoes. Those are Abby's shoes. I think they're like Chuck Taylors or something. You can see them in the picture right there. And she was wearing those at the crime scene. The crime scene, it is odd. No matter how somebody wants to say it's not odd, it is odd. Okay, then one of the odd factors is that at one point it appears that Abby had most of her clothes off other than that pink shirt that you see there. And then, so basically just the pink shirt. And then later, she was either allowed to, or made to dress in, or forced to dress, whatever it was. But I think she was still alive when she put on Libby's jeans. Her jeans were in the creek. She then put on Libby's sweatshirt, and she put on those Chuck Taylor shoes again with no socks. And then somehow, then she was killed. I think they say that it seems like she had the clothes on, then she was killed. So what was the reasoning for that? Was she at the crime scene a long time? Was he talking to her? Was she almost about to be allowed to live, but he decided it's too risky because he works in the town, and he just killed her? Because when you see her, she's sitting there on her back with her hands up, clutching the sweatshirt ends in her fists, like when girls do when they're you're really cold. You grab the end of the sweatshirt and you hold them up. So it's pretty interesting. Now, what was the deal there? Maybe that's why they did play it. Talked about the shack, because that's about redemption, and maybe they thought he had a little bit of a soul there. Who knows, right? Let's see. And then, right, so then there's a fingers of Abigail, there's a strand of hair. Oh, also it says 148 is a Smith & Wesson cartridge from the crime scene. Then there's another strand, swab of Liberty's left wrist, swab inside Liberty's right wrist, swab above belly button of Liberty, swab thigh above knee of Liberty, and then a, let's see, strand of fibers from Libby's pinky finger, blood stain on the tree swab, it says blood stain on the tree, they took a swab. A black Nike tennis shoe from Abby, okay, and then we know that there's one in the creek. Here's a picture of it. That's from the other side of this shot. See, like the camera is on the upper north side looking back that direction. And that means okay, I think, what? That might even be the part of the tie-dye shirt. Let me go look at that again. Hold on. Not that one. This one. No, it's probably this item. Let me see. Yeah, so that right here, see that? This corner is going to be right here, whatever this is. And then the, oh, it's interesting because even right there, see that stick right there and that stick? Those are right here. So yeah, that's, I'd like to have a wider shot. Thank you, Nick Zubs. By the way, everybody, hit that damn like button. It's one of the easiest things to do in the world, everybody. You wouldn't want me to have to hit the auctioneer button, would you? Because that's coming. That is coming. I can't even tell how many we got. 119. What a joke. Here we go. Hit that like button, hit that like button. 10, 20, 25, 30. Hit that like button. 40. Use your nose, use your toes, whatever blows. Hit that like button. 5, 10, 15, 20. Hit that like button. 40, 45, 50. Like. One of the easiest things to do in the world when you show up to a live stream. You just hit the button. Gray, I don't like it when you tell us what to do. If I want to hit the like button, I'll do it, you bastard. Oh, God. I actually get texts like that, comments underneath the video, because somebody says, hey, everybody, hit that like button for me. It's like, wow. Unreal. You guys have seen them too, right? Put a 1 if you've seen those comments underneath the videos when I do them. It's amazing. It's just, people are crazy. Swab right. Swab thigh above knee of Libby. And then I think we're down here. Black Nike tennis shoe from above. I think it's, no, it's from Abigail Williams. So those are the 2 that she had on. They swabbed those. But now I'm not sure why they're saying that. They're saying black Nike tennis shoe from Abigail Williams, but I think they were referring to was the one that was found under her, because she wasn't wearing Nike sneakers. Swab blood from the ground, and 159 swab around near Liberty feet, blood, and then swab around near Liberty's head, swab around near the tree for presence of blood. swab blood, something about tree, body of, between tree and the body of Abigail Williams, and then swab red stain below Abigail Williams' head, swab from tree with red stains. And this is how you get the pictures, right? They're like outside just taking pictures really quick and sending them out. But I would say that, you know, when you listen to like Lauren's description on, you know, like they were really clear notes on all of it. So I gotta, you know, gotta give the props for that. It's just, you know the case a little bit better so you have things to say regarding the information that you're looking at, because today was one of those days. It was like a huge day in the trial, and if you have prior knowledge going in, it would have just been so amazing. Because I was listening to the murder sheet, listening to some of the stuff she was saying on that channel, and it was like, okay, because that was just like purely notes, no opinions. I was just listening. I'm not sure if we know whose blood that is. Yeah, I gotta check something really quick. I don't like it when he whistles. What a bastard. Okay, yep. So, alright, so everything is in here. Alright. Yeah, for some reason my control panel isn't updating. I don't know why. Alright, anyways, swab, red stain from tree, swab, finger of Liberty German, swab, left pinky finger of Liberty German, cellular phone, iPhone, they took a picture of, swabs from phone. That iPhone was underneath the shoe that was underneath Abby. And that, again, that same creator who took the great notes, she's the one that spread out the information about the phone being inside the shoe. And everybody started running over her saying, Gray, the phone was in the shoe. And see, that's the problem. If you follow the case, you already knew that the phone was just underneath the shoe, right? And then it creates this whole, when you have a large audience like that, you can't be that cavalier with your information, because it really creates a huge public issue problem of the knowledge, and it just sucks. Anyways, 170 swab. Swab from Liberty German's autopsy, left thigh. Swab Liberty German's right thigh. Swab Liberty German's right breast. Swab Liberty German's left. First was right breast and then left breast, and then an assault kit for Abigail Williams and Liberty German. So they were pretty thorough, you guys. I mean, they weren't just, like they make it sound when you listen to the defense team like they're just these, local yokels doing absolutely nothing. Right? Trace fiber of Abigail Williams' upper left arm. Black. Okay, here it is. Black-headed, hooded Delphi swimming sweatshirt. I didn't know that there was a hoodie on that sweatshirt. Bloodstained, and then I guess it says German on the back. So it does say, somebody said that it does say the word German on the back. I was wondering if they're saying that it was Liberty German's blood on the back on the earlier show, but apparently it's, monogram with their name. That's what they said. I don't know the actual answer. I wasn't there to see the picture. Jeans, extra large, red stain. So those are Libby's jeans, and there's red stains and dirt. And then 179, gray cotton, what is it, bra with red stains. Pink sleeveless shirt with red stains. Black bra, 34A with red stains. And then jurors allowed to examine 146 through 148 to see how they are packaged and sealed. Let's see, Allen looks at jurors and as they pass the evidence. 123, photo autopsy Abigail Williams, some clothing items, pink shirt, presumed blood, sweatshirt was still damp, taken to drying lab to preserve evidence. And by the way, everybody, there's no question at this point that the girls crossed the creek. How do you make that work in a story where the defense team is trying to pretend that the girls were abducted, which they were off the end of the bridge, but then put into a car on the private drive and driven away and then later brought back? First of all, isn't it absolutely moronic for a killer to, when there's a bunch of people looking around, to bring bodies back to a location where there's literally people looking around? Secondly, would you take them to the same exact place and then carry them across the creek, or make them march across the creek to that area when people are all looking around? And it just makes no sense at all. But there's people literally willing to believe that. Isn't that amazing? There's people out there in society that are willing to believe crap like that. It's not reasonable. You know, it's not reasonable to believe something like that. Well, they're going to explain it. And I think this is my theory, everybody. I think when Richard Allen was interrupted, in his theory, a vehicle is driving by on the private drive, and they're going to tie that vehicle to somebody else whose bullet was tested. I think Brad Weber is somebody that they're going to try to sort of insinuate has something to do with something, because they've already been talking a little too much about that guy. You know, he had a bullet that was not ruled out, you know, as being ejected from the gun, apparently. But Richard Allen's matched the gun, you see. And the thing is it's just bogus. Weber he was at work, you know, and he's coming home, so there isn't any sort of, let's see, and I don't know if that's what it's going to be, but I'm wondering if that's in his confession, and they're trying to tie an element of his confession to something else. Or they're trying to work in their little Odinism bullcrap, because they say that one of their little Odinist buddies was, let's see, I actually have the name, yeah, Elvis Fields was a guy that looked like Elvis Fields was in this area at like 7:30 in the morning. So I guess what he did was he went over here and he waited for 6 hours, even though he was walking on foot. And he sat over here for 6 hours, this guy that we don't even know. I mean, God, it's actually funny if you think about it, right? Hey, and if you're out there, you guys, if you want to help support the Grant Hughes Investigates YouTube channel, I would appreciate it. We do a lot of great things here. Well, it allows me to keep doing the show as well. I mean, it's part of the income that comes in. But we also give away a lot of the money each month. And we're in the 30-something thousand already this year. What the hell number? Wasn't it 37? Yeah, 37,165 already. So that's cool. So anyways, if you help support the channel, I give away money. I also use it to help support the channel. There you go. So if you have the ability to, I don't want anybody sending something in if it's like, oh man, this is my last dollar. Just keep it. All right, jurors allowed to examine. Okay, we already did that. Presented something, info generated in connect. Oh yeah, so what they were saying, did anything that you collect, swabs, did any of it point to Richard Allen? And the answer is no, which is, we already knew this, right? And guess what? It didn't point to anybody else either. So I always think it's funny when people say, oh man, nothing points to Richard Allen. Geez, he didn't do it then. But it didn't point to anybody. So whoever did this was careful about that. And why couldn't he be the one that was careful? So you're going to have to use other means to identify him. Right? Doesn't that make sense? You know, like, for example, the timeline, the bullet at the crime scene, and his confessions. And maybe there's other things that will come out later. 156, no connection found to Richard Allen, right. 158, no info connects Richard Allen to crime. Did you even speak to of anyone involved or analysis of items about result? That includes bullet fragments. Answer, not that he is aware of. Did you ever speak for anyone involved? I don't know what that means. Hey, thank you so much, Charlotte Denny. Very kind, very kind. Asks about crime scene integrity and private info. Aware of any info about breach of crime scene? Not aware, he said. There were unique circumstances. One got naked. Other is deceased. Sticks laying on, and he said, yeah. He said, were there unique circumstances? He said, yes. And then he also said, sticks laying on bodies. Did you think the way the bodies were there was an attempt to communicate something? He said, no. You waited to collect sticks days later, because we found out that yesterday that the sticks that were on the bodies, they literally didn't collect those, which is, it's almost mind-boggling. But I guess it turns out where you can't really get fingerprints or collect DNA off of items like that too easily. But I think now you can. So you always have to be thinking ahead. All those cases we've done where there's these detectives who they think, you know what, we better collect these underwear here in 1978 because in someday there might be some other technique available. And lo and behold, 50 years later, they get an answer. It's crazy. Although there's not 50 years since 1978. It's 46. I think he tried to camouflage it. Yeah, I did too. I think he was starting to build, and he did he went one log over here, one log on this person, one like this on one person, one like this one, and then at that point, I think is when he may have been interrupted and just got the hell out of there as quickly as possible, because he didn't finish. What do you mean the aerial view animation? What do you mean? Yeah, I have it on the screen all the time. I've got it open every second of every show that I'm doing, so we'll probably play it again, because today they went over all that stuff. Did you do testing on sticks laying on bodies? Did you think the way they were on there was weird? He said, no. You had waited to collect the sticks days later. Yes, some of the clothing appeared too large for Abigail as well. That was weird, because there's Libby clothing on Abigail. Dang it. For some reason, my chat and everything gets disrupted for no reason. It turns off and I have to turn it back on again. Alright, and it says German was disrobed and items wound up on Abigail. Yes, but they were both disrobed because Abigail's clothing is off. Her pants, I think underwear, and the gray sweatshirt. Did you do testing on sticks to see what type of tree, where they came from? He said no. You know why? Because it's obvious. There's millions of trees and branches out there. You guys have seen my 360-degree video, right? When we're walking around. You've seen them, right? I went there. I walked the crime scene, and you can literally. I think I could just probably. Let me see if I can open that up. I just want you to see it again. All right. I walked almost to the crime scene. I don't know if I made it. It's hard to tell. It's really close to the little valley that they're talking about. I want you to get perception of this, because they're not showing, this won't be shown. They want me to do an update. Ah, jeez. Remind me later. All right. Okay, I gotta go out here a little bit to the Delphi. No, not that one. How come it doesn't show up? Should be right under L here. Maybe my brain isn't seeing it. I see it easily all the time, but oh, there it is right here. Should say like Insta360. Oh, there it is. Delphi. Maybe the X3. Is that the one? I think it is. Yeah, here we go. All right. Ah, God, it's good to be lucky sometimes. All right, so here it is. Look at this is off the end of the bridge. There's Kelsey and my wife. There's the
like
the new bridge there.
A quarter mile around.
And by the way, I'm going to measure something here in a minute, because Betsy Blair only made it to the barrier. She didn't make it to the start of the bridge, so it's farther than 50 feet. I can tell you that. I just heard that today, and I was like, oh shit. But look, you can still see the start of the bridge even back here.
Wide
right?
open.
Anyways, look at this right here. Look at all of these branches, everybody. Why would you need to go determine where they came from? Somebody's not going to carry branches out here, okay? Actually, you know, Kelsey's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet. Just letting you know. So anyway, look at this. And also, can you imagine dropping a bullet perhaps on a ground in that area? Because that's what it looks like. It doesn't look like this worn trail. Just pretend that you dropped a bullet in there. Don't you think it's really easy to not find it? Look at this right here. You just might not find the damn thing. I don't know, Gray. If I ejected a bullet, I'd follow it as it tumbled, Gray. Look, I lost my wedding ring, for God's sakes. I found it outside in a pile of dirt. How I found it, I'll never know, but there it was. Anyways, just look at this, right? Look at this crap. And this is last, not this year, but last September, 13 months ago. And, I mean, I'm telling you, man, there must have been an Odinist convention out here, given the number of branches. Look, oh my God, look at that one there. That has to be some kind of a symbol. That one, look at that, a V there. Look at this, a cross. Oh, we're on to something, everybody. Get your magnifying glasses out. We've got it. See, I'm way ahead of them now. But I do wait for them. There's nobody out here, though. It's just kind of keep going around, and I'll just move it forward here. And now we're getting further. I mean, again, look at all these twigs and branches. They're everywhere. And so let me just say this. You could fall down right there, and somebody would say you had antlers. That's what it is. Okay? Is it Linda Howell's birthday today? Oh, where is she? Oh. Well, tell her to get in here. We got to get Mary Lou on. This 360-degree camera is pretty sweet. But anyways, now I'm getting right next to this big ravine. They mentioned this at the trial right here. So this is the ravine, and it leads out. There's like some water that comes from, she even has her baby with her. And the water comes down like this to the water. I mean, it goes down this canyon or whatever the hell you want to call it. But this is such a far drop. I mean, literally, this is a 45-degree angle steep hill that goes straight down to here, and then from there, the ground isn't that far above the water. Oh, there's Linda Howell right there. We're going to have to go get We're going to get Mary Lou really quick. So hold on a second. Where is Mary Lou? Hey, Mary Lou, wake up!
What are you talking about?
Hey, it's Linda Howell's birthday, okay? It's Linda Howell's birthday. You got to sing happy birthday for her.
Right now, I just woke up. Yay!
Yes, right now, Mary Lou. You got to get going here.
All right, let me see. La 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 la. Happy birthday to Linda Howells and Linda Mullen Howells, the cattle mutilations and crop circles. Happy birthday to Linda Howells and Linda Mullen Howells, the cattle mutilations and crop circles. Happy birthday to Linda Mullen Howells. Happy birthday to you.
God, that was awful, Mary Lou. That was one of the worst happy birthdays I've ever seen.
Well, I was smoking cigarettes, Gray.
Well, what kind of cigarettes?
Well, they had ricin in them. They're low-cal cigarettes, too. They are gluten-free cigarettes. Really good for you.
Wow. Well, good for you, Mary Lou. Good for you. Happy birthday, Linda Howell, as in Linda Moulden Howe of the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles. All right, anyways. Here's the, all the new people that show up, they're like, what the hell is that? That's hilarious. Yeah, but look how steep this went. I mean, look at that. Behind you, that's just so steep. And then, the crime scene isn't too far from here. You walk up here, and then it's just back there, probably another 100 yards. I think I stopped just right over here, but I think I was really close to it. But anyways, this is what it looks more like near the crime scene. So look at all these branches and all this stuff. You don't think it'd be hard to find, you think it'd be hard to find branches to put on them? It's ridiculous. Easy. Yeah, so anyways, that's all I was going to show you with that. Could compromise integrity. Signs of foot traffic in area. Yes. Search party. Could compromise integrity of crime scene. He said yes. Not there any effect to learn for, I don't know what that means, from shoe impressions. Not these any effort to learn more from the foot impressions. Not that he's aware of. Any attempts to lift fingerprints? No. Says the sticks were dirty and not good source for fingerprints. Unique aspect of tree making a straight line. When I looked at it, it looked like a large transfer of blood. Instead of making the F, that's what he saw. Did you attempt to preserve that part of the tree? With photos, he said, not physical evidence. Questions why they didn't employ blood spatter experts sooner. Could a blood spatter expert help establish timeline?
Updates, right. Say no to lulls. Dollar bills face.
That's right, you guys. Say no to lulls.
Dollar bills face.
Thank you, little puppy paws. Not much disturbance at crime scene. No. Let's see. No scavengers or animals, etc. You were not able to determine time of death. Not a precise science, can't say. And well, it can be a precise science. If you have food in the stomach, it's close. Is there any? And they did have the banana pancakes in the morning, so I don't know if that's too late at that point. It did say today that when they were found, they were in rigor mortis. So definitely were not alive by, probably 4 in the morning anyways. At 3 in the morning, I guess 4 in the morning, because I think that's the latest they could have still been alive. Because I think it's 8 hours. I mean, there's kind of a window for rigor mortis. There anything unusual about finding a cartridge in Indiana? Much more likely to find a shotgun round, he said, than handgun round. Are wooded areas a place people in the country would shoot a gun? Yes. I would defer, however, to an expert on guns. And then they present a photo of Deer Creek flowing downstream. Yes, you don't know where the items were discarded originally. Did you search north of 300? No. Where they were discarded originally? What do you mean? You mean so they were put in the water and they flowed downstream? God, I wonder what their theory is going to be. Because those items were found in the stream, like, maybe somewhere right around in this area. But maybe they were put in the water here, I guess. I mean, I'm not sure what they're saying. He could have thrown them in right where they were, because they just got stuck on those branches. Let's see. Smith & Wesson 40 caliber round was found. This is the magic bullet. Yeah, so it says, we, the defense, have referred to this as the magic bullet. Jeez. Smith & Wesson 40 caliber round. They're trying to compare it to the Kennedy assassination. No photos of ground after round was removed. No specific photos. No photos of round after it was removed. And he said no. Right. So they took photos while it was in the ground. Then they removed it, put it in an envelope. And they're just trying to make it seem like one of the officers who probably has a 6 hour dropped a bullet in the water. But hey guys, I'll have to say it again. If you're out there and you're able to support the channel, I would appreciate it. We do a lot of great stuff here. I rely on your generosity during these live streams, because the content that you talk about oftentimes doesn't make it past the YouTube sort of censorship thing where they, later on they deem you not available for ads. So if you can, I would appreciate it. Thank you. It's important in these investigations to document. Yes. Did you do a poor job of documenting this piece of evidence? Do you wish you would have taken more, let's see, I don't know, pictures? He said no. Photos of someone holding evidence, sock, is this unprofessional? It wouldn't be a preferred method. Did you discover defensive wounds on her body? We don't know who the her is. They didn't say it. I did not. Prosecution. How many rounds found on the scene? 1. How many taken into evidence? How many rounds found? 1. There's 2 question marks, and he said 1. Documentation and preservation, most important thing. Did you place bullet in an individual package? Yes, they put it in an envelope, not the little container they mentioned before. Were you surprised not to find evidence of critter activity? He said no. Yeah, it wouldn't be shocking that in one night, overnight, that there wasn't a horde of, not a horde, a pack of coyotes running around. Jury questions. Did undergrowth appear to be disrupted under body as she was dressed? So I'm not really sure what they're saying, because I actually think that she was dressed first. But she was alive, so it wasn't like somebody had to try to dress her when she was down. He says, I don't recall any area disturbed beyond movement of body. Is it common to change gloves during evidence collection? I wear boxes of gloves. I wear 2 gloves at once. Was bullet collected in envelope or pillbox? Envelope. Ollie steps down. Oh, and I think that's it. Yeah. That's it. Well, there's Michelle H. joining in with Alley Cake's Wave. We need more people to join in on that. Let's see. Delphi today. And now I'm going to go to the afternoon notes. Just fantastic job of note-taking here, boy. Let's see. Alan spends break standing with his arms held behind his back and glasses on top of his head, swaying and looking at the courtroom. 182. Google Earth of building copies to jury. Next thing, Brian Bunner, ISP, 24 years, Lieutenant Digital Forensics. 185. Resume training. Talks about procedure for examining phones. Let's see, like I don't know, something investing or I don't know. Found a phone. So investigators found the phone. That phone was relayed down to my office February 15, 2017 when he received the phone. Liberty German's iPhone, Apple iPhone 6S, AT&T SIM card. Discuss the chain of custody. And then 190 to 191, picture with case removed. 193, 194, screen locked, unlocked. Liberty German Snapchat, he extracted the data. Time was of the essence. Oh, is this the second page? Whatever, we'll go back. Time was of the essence. He wanted to get info to detectives to help further their case. It showed a video was taken. I found it was February 13, 2017. Oh my God, everybody. They're going to talk about the crime scene photo. Here we go. Prosecution plays the video on large TV screen. Jury asks pretty detailed questions. Oh, and then it's lunchtime. Oh. What about it, though? Anyways, ridiculous. All right. Alan spins break standing with his hands around his arms held behind him, has back and glasses on top of head swaying and looking on the courtroom. 182 Google Earth. I thought we were maybe I skipped. No, it's the same damn image. Is it the same? Is he the same ones twice? Oh, God, that's all there is, you guys. That was just a close-up of that one. That's all the notes that were taken. I mean, that is just almost criminal. Wow. Unreal. Yeah, it's all coming together, you guys. Now today was it's weird. It depends on who you talk to. Like Fox 59, they said, "Oh, the prosecution had a tough day," and it doesn't sound like it at all, actually. When you listen to other statements, all right? So let's see. I did get these notes. They came later. They were, and this is how they were given, sort of just like in an email that I cut and pasted into here. So it says, the highlights were Brianne, it's actually, Bree Wilbur, witness who saw bridge guy at Trails, best friend of Kelsey, friends with Libby, 16 at the time of the murder, saw bridge guy walking with a purpose on Trails before Abby and Libby arrived. Libby texted her, "Are you still here?" No. She'd left 10 minutes prior. See, isn't that wild? Libby texted her and said, "Are you still here?" So that must mean that they're there and they left 10 minutes before. Now, let's take a look at this. See, that almost matches my exact thing that I told you guys. So I said they were right here at like 135, and Libby and Abby pull up at 149 here. And I mean, not that spot. They're at this bench at 126, but right here at 135, leaving. Right? So 10 minutes later would be 145, but maybe, like I said, they didn't make it over here until Betsy Blair drove over underneath there at 146. So they're probably hanging out, and they just left this area, and maybe 10 minutes before, and then there you go. There's where Libby and Abby are already there, because she says, "Are you guys here?" That means she's there, right? Man, you guys, it's dead as a doornail in here tonight. What's going on? We got to get this moving along here. We have 2 attempts at waves, and they just piddle away. Right, and so in the notes here from the murder sheet, they described the video. So they said the video starts with Libby making comments, how the trail ends. Remember I told you guys where they discuss which way to go and stuff. How the trail ends, and her comment, and then there's a comment about a gun. They heard it, but for some reason, Lauren on her channel, she didn't hear that stuff at all. None of that. So they heard about a gun. Abby said, she said she's freaking, something's freaking her out, she said. That's what they believed they could hear. And they had a frightened tone. And then Bridge Guy, he does say guys, and then they hear a metallic sound that sounded like racking a gun. And then down the hill, Abby says, "Huh?" And the video ends. Jeez, how creepy is that, you guys? And you only see the Bridge Guy for just like a couple seconds on there, because the camera's wiggling around, and they just gave us the part that you could see. Well, they played audio where people could make out what was said, so. And they also said that over time they've reanalyzed her phone to get the enhanced, or to find more information. Like there's different. It's kind of weird because I guess 2017 and 2019, all these different years, they look at the phone because there's new technology to find more information. So am I going to have to dance a jig in here for you guys to support the channel tonight? Do I have to jump up? Yeah, there's Cindy Leon. Thank you, Cindy. For God's sakes, it's like pulling teeth in here. We have vibed this case together, and we'll continue to do so. Love you, Freaks in Gray. That's right. If you're new here, we've covered this case since the night. I've covered it myself since the night they were missing. I was making videos and trying to, trying to figure out what was going on. And then I started making actual videos like later in the year. But I would put out videos. My first video on the case was February 24th, I think, of 2017, which is literally just 10 days after the homicide. Right? So I put out videos, and I was trying to get people to be aware of, where the crime took place. And so all of this stuff, like these locations right here, have all been absolutely dialed in since March of 2017. And I've gone over it literally 1,000 times. That's why it's frustrating when you have these newbie channels showing up and they still don't know where anything is. We've known it since March of 2000 and almost 8 years, for God's sakes. Isn't that wild? And we've been talking about it. And if you've been here, you'd understand it. But for some reason, people just, they don't know, man. I don't know. Thank you, Dulce Heredia Ramirez. And we even said right at the beginning that it was a video that has audio. Video has audio, and that's what the audio and the video is from that one video. But people still, even to this day, go, "Ooh, it was recorded, and then there was also a video." Yeah, okay. Hey, and thank you, Janelle Glover. All right. Yeah, even if, I mean, I know, but why don't they understand? I mean, this is just known stuff. It's not hard. It's not, So anyways, so that was the video. And then I'm using Murder Sheet's definition, but, listening to Lauren on Hidden True Crime, I think, it was, she took great notes, too. So if you really want to get the full thing, like all the details of each one of those, that's what I got. They're better notes than they took in the pool by a mile. Okay. So there you go. Hey, thanks, case cracked.
Been a wildly great. Happy to see the wheels of justice finally turning on this monster. Thank you for all your work.
Well, thank you. So she apparently, these are from the Murder Sheets podcast. Riley Verhees was soft-spoken, sees somebody and the person glared at her, and then let's see, Libby and Abby missing. Oh yeah, and then when she found out later that Abby and Libby were missing, she immediately thought that the person she saw might be the person, it'd be the reason why they're missing, right? And then, yeah. And she also said that he had his hands in his pocket. I mean, just like he is on the bridge, you guys. And then after, so after the images released, Riley said he's the guy she saw. Then Bree, that's actually Kelsey's friend. I interviewed her at one time. I was actually kind of nervous about her testimony because she gets kind of like shy and laughing a lot and stuff in the interviews. But it sounds like she's totally different today. Bree got a message from Libby and said they lift the badge. Let's see. She got a message from Libby. See, that's what's crazy. So that's what we were just mentioning. So Libby, Bree got a message from Libby asking if you are still here, and they said they left the bridge about 10 minutes ago. And then Bree said she was shorter than the bridge guy, right? But she's actually taller than the bridge guy, so there's a discrepancy there. But when you see somebody that's kind of strong, even if they're shorter, and you're looking at them from a little bit of distance, you don't really have a great understanding. Betsy may have, but okay. Then it says shorter than bridge guy, but she's taller. And then one thing that's kind of sucks is that Betsy Blair, she was interviewed, and she goes on these routes, like she goes there for exercising. So remember how we always thought in the probable cause document, like what are they saying when they say she returned? Now it makes sense, because she would do these loops there. So she did her first 2 loops and then left and went to the library to go to the bathroom, and then she came back, and that's where we pick up the meaningful time frame. But what's interesting about Betsy Blair is she didn't see Richard Allen on the other times she was doing her loops. So Betsy Blair is even more important now, because remember, Richard Allen said he was there from 12 to 1:30, and here she is clearing the trails. She didn't see Richard Allen because he wasn't there, right? Richard Allen said he got there 2 different times, 1:30 to 3:30. He said that in 2017, and then changed it to 12 to 1:30 in October of 2022 when he was questioned. However, Betsy Blair was doing her laps during that time frame and didn't see her. That says Betsy was adamant that the person that she saw is the person in Libby's video. So here's the thing: is her description was, okay, he's got curly brown hair, he's kind of tall. I guess there was somebody even said like, oh, he's beautiful or something. I don't even know. I mean, that's what was mentioned on another podcast. And brown hair. She's probably daydreaming, listening to a Harlequin romance or something, and said, oh yeah, he's got brown hair. But later on, she said, you know, I think I could be mistaken, because when she was shown the picture, and this is back then, when she was shown a picture of Libby's, the bridge guy in Libby's video, she said that that's exactly the person she saw. And when you see that picture, he does have a brown sort of hat on his head, and maybe she just filled it in with curly hair, right? Yeah, and so that's the thing. Every single one of the witnesses, the 3 girls and Betsy Blair, you know what they all said? That when they saw the picture of the bridge guy of Libby's phone, they all said, yes, that's the guy I saw. Adamant about it. So while their descriptions are different. Now, the problem with Betsy Blair today was, in one of her replies, she said, yeah, that's why they brought me in to do a sketch. You know, I did a sketch, and then she mentioned it again, and then the defense goes, oh! And that maybe opens the door for the sketch. But the sketch now is, it's funny, because I was listening to the murder sheet, and their comment regarding that was exactly what I thought, given all the stuff that they had just said took place. And now the sketch doesn't mean shit, you know? It doesn't mean a damn thing. Because she's already said that the person on the bridge is the person that she saw, and the person on the bridge has a grain goatee, he's got the hat on his head, it's all right there. However, and they show this photograph, and they'll just go, yeah, I mean, that was just what I thought I saw. That's it. You know, that's it. So even if now the door was open and they bring the sketch in, now they'll have to bring in the sketch artist, and they'll talk about what she saw. They might even bring Betsy back up again, maybe, and you know, who knows? But I don't think it's a big deal now. The first sketch, though, looks more like Richard Allen, right? And guess what? That sketch was made off of the video itself and some witness information. So isn't that more accurate? That the first sketch is more accurate because you're looking at the guy on the bridge in the video, and you're making the sketch, and you're also getting some information from witnesses. So that's more accurate than somebody's just sort of memory telling a sketch artist, and then they start trying to draw something. So there you go. I think today, I don't know why Fox 59 was like, oh my God, oh God. They must not have continued to listen, because we already knew all this stuff, that all the witnesses had varying descriptions. So here's the thing. They asked all the girls. So, you know, one girl said she was wearing all black. The other one said she was wearing... I mean, you guys want me to go find... I can load those up if you want to go through it, because I actually have the wording from back in the day in the... Let's see. Richard Allen documents. And it's the really big one. The combo Allen documents. Right here. Jesus, why is it asking me to open that with... It's obvious. Oh, am I still in this one? Oh, this is great. Yeah, I just got totally lucky. When I open it up, it's on the right one that I wanted it to be on. So it's this darkened text right here. Has it all in there. So right here it says, through the investigation there were interviews done with 3 of 4 girls. So again, there was 4 there, but one of them was like 12, not 9 like I was saying. But she's 12 years old. The other one was 13 and 16. 3 of the girls that were on the trails, the girls observed a male on the trails on February 13th that matched the description the male in the video recorded by Liberty German. The 3 girls identified as Riley Voorhees, these are all the ones talked to today, Bree Wilbur and Anna Spath, encountered this male near a bench east of the Freedom Bridge. And I guess what they were saying, so this is one of the things I'm talking about, like when, you know, Lauren took the great notes, but unfortunately they don't know the case very well. So when they were talking about it, like where the woods end, this is where Doug Rice and everybody was saying that those 3 girls passed Richard Allen right here, okay? Right in this spot where there's, I've shown it, there's no trees, and then boom, you sort of go into a tunnel of trees. So it's right here is where they passed Richard Allen earlier. Okay, so those are the kind of things, like what you want are people. I wish I could have been there for you guys, right? And had a guaranteed seat and get in there. But the way they have it set up there, I mean, I think some people are going to be really sick at the end of this thing. You can't use the bathroom. You can't do anything. You're just sort of, you have to stand outside at 2:30 in the morning for 6 hours to get in there. And then when your lunch happens, you have to get back in line. So really what you have to do is have somebody already in line before lunch ends that's holding you a spot for your next shift. It's unreal. It's just ludicrous. I think if you get in there in the morning, you should have a pass for the rest of the day, and there's no line building up outside. Stupid. Why does it reset itself? It's just unreal. It's not fair to the people who got up and stayed overnight there. Yeah, you can't have water. You can't have food in the courtroom. Then you go out to go to the bathroom. Then you have to go back outside and wait for the next time that the. I think it's not cool. It's not good. There's no reason for it either. There's no logical reason. Okay. Anyways, let's go back over here. Now the girls were on the trails and were walking towards the Freedom Bridge to go home. The male, and they were at 1:26. They took that photo at the bench, so they're heading out after that time. It's probably like 1:35. The girls were on the trail and were walking towards the Freedom Bridge to go home. The male they encountered was walking from the Freedom Bridge towards the Monenhigh Bridge. One of the girls, identified as Anna Spath, described the male as older man walking on the trails as they were leaving, and she described him as kind of creepy. In a text from Anna to Kyla Brummett, Anna described the man as wearing like blue jeans and a really light blue jacket, which is sort of interesting because it's kind of the reverse, right? Like he probably had, lighter pants and then the darker jacket, but that's just what her mind came up with. They didn't all see 3 different people. That's a fact. There was one guy. They all saw the guy. They just describe him differently, and it shows you how people's minds are a bit different. There are studies that show how it works. Like blue jeans and like a really light blue jacket. His hair was gray, maybe a little brown, and he did not really show his face. And see, a little brown. See, he's got a brown hat on his head, so they're remembering it the next day is like, oh yeah, brown hair, but it was really a hat. That's why I think it was an actual skull cap, because that's more like hair would be. If you're having a baseball hat on your head, your mind isn't going to remember it being hair. You would see the bill, stuff like that. But if you have a brown hat that's just kind of on your head, maybe it would, if you were just asked to remember something the next day, not knowing you would have to remember something, your mind might go, oh, yeah, they had brown hair. Yeah, does that make sense? And I'm just saying how the reality is. Now you might go, oh, you're just making excuses, man. These girls saw somebody else. That's you saying that because you're a Richard Allen lackey. That's the truth. What was I just going to look up? Oh, yeah. Or groupie, I guess is a better term. Oh, yeah. Come on. Yeah, I think like this picture right here. See this picture of Richard Allen with that hair, that brown hat there. I think it's possible somebody walked by and you weren't really told to remember what somebody looked like. You'd see that he has a, you might think, oh yeah, he had brown hair on, because you weren't really paying attention. And I think it's possible this hat right here is the one he's wearing in that picture with the hoodie right behind him. All right. But hey, guys, we got to get going here. Currently, we're at 60% of a goal on a show. So if you have the ability to help support the channel, and make sure to check back in at the end of the month while we give thousands away too. All right. So I'd appreciate it if you have the ability to support the channel. That would be awesome. In a text from, okay, we already did that part. Did not really show his face. Investigator Steve Mullen and Brent Ingram interviewed Anna, and she described the male as wearing a blue jacket and light blue faded blue jeans. Wow. Look what Anna said there. He was wearing a blue jacket and light blue faded blue jeans. The jacket was a canvas duck type jacket. Riley Voorhees was also in the group of 4 girls, and she said that she said hi to the man, but he just glared at them. And see, that was in trial today too. Those comments. She recalled him as being in all black and had something covering his mouth. So, you know, like he actually had something up covering his mouth. And she said that, I think, at trial today too. And all black. See, like they all saw the same person. You could see somebody saying that somebody's wearing all black when, you know, they've got dark blue jacket and blue jeans on, and you're in the woods, and, you know, it's just, that's what the memory was. But they all saw the same person, right? There was only one guy there. There wasn't a pack of 3 guys, and one of them saw one, the other saw the other, the other saw. They all saw the same person. It's just, they see it a little differently because they were just trying to remember something. Then, when each one of these people saw the image of that that Libby put out, or what, she didn't put it out, but the video that she took and the image law enforcement put out, they all said he matched that person. Hey, Sandy, I didn't read her notes, okay? And if I wanted to keep having you and everybody talk about him, I don't know what you're doing, man. It's wild. Anyways, Riley recalled telling her sister that someone was in a grumpy mood. She went on to describe him as not very tall. So that's pretty close. Not very tall and had bigger build. Wow. That's interesting. Doesn't it look kind of like what you'd think this right here is? Yeah, he's not very tall, but he kind of has a bigger build. What does that look like? Doesn't that look exactly like that, what you just heard? Not very tall, but has like a bigger build. Like that guy. Right? Interesting, huh? I don't want to keep doing it. I'll just do the show, though. I just showed it last night. I'm not doing it again. Maybe later. Plus, you guys are killing me. I'm going to have to end this one and do another one later tonight. If this was doing better, I'd keep going, but you guys are just killing me. She went on to describe him as not very tall and a bigger build. She said that he was not bigger than 5'10". Well, he's 5'5". Riley went on to say in an interview that he was wearing a black hoodie, black jeans, and black boots. She said that he had his hands in his pockets. An interview was conducted in 2020 of Bree Wilbur. She was able to show investigators a picture, and I don't know why that they didn't have that picture in 2017. That's amazing. A picture she took on her phone of the Mononai Bridge with a timestamp of 12:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bree showed investigators another picture she took at the bench just east of the Freedom Bridge when they went. It says when they were leaving at 1:26. Bree stated after she took the picture at the bench, they started walking back towards the Freedom Bridge. Bree states that when they walked past the man who matched the description. Oh, there's somebody. Thanks, Amber Maiden. Wow, you made up for a bunch of people. We're going around about me and cool about something we did or supposed to do. You might not have heard, or maybe you have first heard about it was black. Used to get angry and all up tight. You can say what you want to spell my name right. Ultimately, guilty of rocking the house. That's what the room was all about. It's the empty, then tell all your friends that they don't wait till you see me again. This way I can hear from the horse's mouth right there and there. Just say that out.
Thanks, Gray. Blue heart, orange heart.
Thank you. That's right. I got bars, man. Yeah, that's what they were saying. Every one of these witnesses said, you know what? My description, when we saw the picture, that's exactly the person we saw. But their memory at the time, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain to people. You know, it almost shows you that law enforcement should do things in a different order. Like, what if they had said, taken the picture before interviewing people and said, here's, I don't know how you could do it like that. Because then you're sort of, I don't know, because then you're kind of feeding them the picture. I don't know. But every one of them, when they were seeing the picture, they all said, yeah, that's the one that I saw. And they're probably like, oh, yeah, well, maybe he didn't have. That might have been a brown hair. And Betsy Blair even said, you know, it might just be something I filled in, but the guy in Libby's video is the person that I saw. And, like, the curly hair and everything. And the jurors asked a question that the murder sheet pointed out. And it was really telling that one of the jurors was trying to kind of relate and see how she could have, you know, had a different description, something like that. It was something like, you know, could the brown hat have made, yeah, that's what it was. Could the brown hat have made you think he had curly hair? See what I'm saying? That's like a good jury question right there. That's when the prosecutor went, boom. Okay, good. At least they're thinking like you should be.
I'll beat you back if you want me to.
I mean, don't you find it interesting that they say brown curly hair, but he has a brown hat?
Listening while I clean here now.
All right, thanks, Ozzy, Trisha, and Kelly Derbyshire. And just know this, that some of those super chats right there will go to all the cool stuff that we do too. We've put over $90,000 into a DNA fund where we identify Jane and John Does. A lot of times, often in counties that don't really have the funds, so we use Identifiers International with Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick. I got to do an update with her pretty soon. Got to see what the hell's going on. And, you know, we've already identified, I think, 6 different people. Some of them we don't get to ever know the names because the family doesn't want.
Very kind. Makes my day. Party face.
Well, you don't have to send me a super chat, Linda Howell, but
Birthday cake, alien, cow, flying saucer.
there it is. Cattle mutilations and crop circles. That's what we need to see, is that video. Somebody needs to send in like $32 and then we can see the alien spacecraft lifting the cow up for Linda Howell, as in Linda Molden Howe of the cattle mutilations and crop circles. Let's see. She stated that the jacket had a collar. Bree described the man as wearing blue or black windbreaker jacket. There you go. She stated the jacket had a collar and had his hood up with the clothing underneath the jacket. I mean, that's just so perfect. Bree advised he was wearing baggy jeans and was taller than her. So that's an error, right? And they were baggy jeans. I mean, look at the freaking picture, you guys. Look at this thing. I gotta rewind it. Hold on. Right here. Those look pretty baggy, right? And a dark blue windbreaker type jacket. And he had his collar up. Wow. And his hands are in his pocket. Whoa. Hey, Lillian. Thank you. Oh, we got a couple in here. We got Lillian. Oh, yeah, and then it was your gypsy earlier. That's right. Oh, and then there's a Cash App from Michelle H. All right. Thank you so much. And JK said, my buddy texted me saying his father. Oh. That's crazy. All right. Wow. Well, good luck, JK's out there with what you're doing there. All right, I'm just gonna keep going this because this is really similar to what they were saying today. As the girls left, they crossed the Freedom Bridge and the railroad bridge over Old State Road 25. Right. An individual by the name of Betsy Blair, she was interviewed today, was returning to the trails to finish her walk. And I was wondering, what do you mean finish her walk? What does that mean? And now we know the answer. She did 2 laps earlier, then left. I mean, that's how dedicated. I mean, that's a dedicated exercise person. She does these 2 laps out there, and I think it means that she goes to she starts off by going to the Monenhigh Bridge and then goes all the way to the Freedom Bridge and then comes back. And she went to the bathroom over at the library and then came back. And she came back at 1:46. Okay, she came back at 1:46. And here, let's just do it right here so you can see it. This is they showed all of this in court today. First, I'll use this so you can see the people. So right here at 1:27, let's go before that. Well, I guess that's it, right? They actually, in court today, they talked about the other times Betsy Blair was seen on the camera, though. That she was seen on there at like 12 something coming in, and then 1 something leaving, and so it's pretty interesting. They're talking about her returning. They don't mention any of the other times in the probable cause, but Betsy Blair drives by at 1:46 right here like this, and then parks her car right there and then goes onto the trail and goes to the Monenhigh Bridge, and then I think her looping would be from there, go over to here, and then back this way and out. So here is my animation of this, where you can see it all. So those are the 3 girls that we were just talking about. They took that picture. Remember, Bree took the one at 12:43 at the bridge. And I guess they mention, see, that's what I don't get to know, but they do discuss all the different places they walked around and stuff like that. And then right here at 1:26, they're at this bench. Now watch this. Right after that, about a minute after they're at that bench, a black vehicle matching a Ford Focus drives by the Hoosier Harvest Store at 1:27 and likely parked right there at the abandoned CPS building, because that's what Richard Allen said he did. He drives a black Ford Focus. He said he got there at 1:30 and he parked at an old building. He did mention that it was the what the hell was that? Like a farm. It was the old Farm Bureau building, but that's actually downtown Delphi, so it doesn't make sense. There's a building right here, and later he referred to as the old building. So he parks right there. He's the blue Severe, right? So I think, he parks there, and then about right there, right at that wood line, he passes the 3 girls, and that's probably right around like 1:34, 1:35. It takes 11 minutes to walk from there to the start of the Monenhigh Bridge over here. So he passes them. Let's say it's 1:34. 11 minutes later, it's 1:45, 1:46-ish. And he makes it to the bridge right there. Now look at right here. There is Betsy Blair in the red vehicle on the left. She goes underneath State Road 25 bridge there as the 4 girls are crossing. Then she drives around and passes the Hoosier Harvest Store on her way back from going to the bathroom at the library, and she passes there at 1:46, then parks her vehicle right there. Then she gets out of the vehicle and walks to the Monenhigh Bridge. And apparently she only made it to the barriers and saw Richard Allen on platform 1, and apparently, you guys, something new, he looked at her. He actually looked at her, and I didn't realize that he looked at her, and she said it looked like he was waiting for a particular person. That was what her opinion was. And that when he saw her, he was like, oh, okay, it wasn't. Like he was literally waiting for somebody. That's what she said. That's pretty crazy, right? Then you start running about, wondering about declines again, right? Pretty crazy. So look at, here comes Abby and Libby, and it says all of this in today's court, and then Betsy Blair passes Abby and Libby on the way by, and she said that they were laughing and just having fun. And then later that night on the news, when she saw they were missing and saw the pictures of them, she absolutely knew that that's who she walked by. So she walks by, and then guess what? Abby and Libby, the next person they see is Richard Allen standing there on... Now, you might want to call him Bridge Guy, but I think it's Richard Allen 100% because it fits into exactly what he was saying. And guess what? He said he was standing on platform 1. Betsy Blair says that the same. Now that you've seen that, let's go through this part here. So as the girls left, they crossed the Freedom Bridge and the railroad bridge over Old State Road 25. An individual by the name of Betsy Blair was returning to finish her walk. Betsy Blair is seen at the videoed Hoosier Harvest Store on 300 North, traveling eastbound to the trailhead to park at 1:46 and 20 seconds, actual time. Blair saw the girls walking above as she went under the railroad bridge. On September 21st, 2022, Detective Liggett was provided a tip narrative. So look at that, we get a date here. And that's what's interesting, because I think it was like at the end of September is when they stopped searching the the Wabash River in, I think, what was it, Peru or something up there? I don't remember exactly, but they were searching the Wabash River in connection to Keegan Kline, and a week prior to that, Detective Liggett got the tip narrative. And it was a woman is the one that apparently found the connection. Hey, thank you, Norm Scanlon. Hi, freaks. Great work, Gray. Fascinating. Yeah, and a lot of the stuff is stuff that was in the notes that people took out there. So I will give a shout out to Lauren and the Murder Sheet for taking good notes, where you can actually listen to it and go, okay, you can get a feel of how it was going. It's interesting to see the perception is different. Like when you watch Fox 59, they absolutely, they were like, oh, bad day for the prosecutor. I don't think so, man. Didn't sound like that at all. It sounds like all the girls are adamant, and I think, they're realizing, okay, there's a reason Richard Allen's sitting over there, and where is that reasoning? And it's going to start coming. They're doing this pretty good. Maybe you could have changed things around a little bit in terms of the order of things, but you can see how it's going to play out. All of these people are telling what they saw, and the Hoosier Harvest Store, etc., and the camera. And now they're going to show what Richard Allen told the Dan Doolin, that he got there at 1:30 and he left at 3:30, and he went to the trail and he saw those 3 girls, and guess what it's going to do, everybody? Oh God, that's great. So when Richard Allen says he saw the 3 girls, guess what's going to happen? The jury's going to go, oh, so that's who they saw, and all of them said that the person they saw is the guy in Libby's video, and Richard Allen admits to seeing those 3. Oh, boom. Woo! And even Betsy Blair said that. So that's going to be a moment where they start going, okay, and they're going to start associating the image of Richard Allen, or, Bridge Guy, with Richard Allen. Can you see how that's going to work? Because all these girls did today was say that, yep, the person we saw, and the defense knew this. They knew that the girls all said that the person they saw was the same person in Libby's video. We now know from the video that was released, the guy in the video is the one that told the girls to go down the hill. Now Richard Allen is going to tell everybody, in his own words, in a statement, that he is the guy that the girls saw that looks exactly like the guy on the bridge, and he even admits that he went to the bridge and he stood on platform 1 exactly where Betsy Blair saw the man that she saw. Okay? I mean, it's just, well, this is going to be great the way this is going to, and then it'll still be like, okay, yeah. Oh, wait, they found a bullet at the crime scene. And then I would word it like this. Listen, I mean, I don't know how you could do it, but in the opening statements, he should have said something like, now, listen, everybody. The girls, when they're at the end of the bridge, we hear the metallic sound of the killer cycling a bullet into a gun and forcing the girls down the hill. At the crime scene, we found that bullet, a .40 caliber bullet, and when we did a search warrant at Richard Allen's house, we found a pistol that shoots .40 caliber rounds, and the ejection marks of the bullet we found on the ground matched his. So the person that Bree and all the different names saw was Richard Allen. The person they saw was Richard Allen coming in. He is the bridge guy. And, you go through it like that, and it's just toast, man. Can you see it? Can you see it? I mean, it's just right there. So you have all of that, and then I think there's some information that we haven't heard. I'm just guessing at this. And then after you say all of that, you go, oh, and to make matters worse, Richard Allen confessed to the murders. And he gave us information that only the killer would know. I mean, how do you get out of that at that point? You get what I'm saying? All right. Damn, Gray, you make good points. I see what you're saying. But I just still don't think... Well, shut the hell up, okay? All right, anyways. This is the tip narrative that came in, right? So you remember what I just said a second ago? Look at it. On September 21st, 2022... God, I'm so far down on the screen. Detective Liggett was provided a tip narrative from Orion, a number for the tip, to review. It was from DNR Lieutenant Dan Doolin. So he was actually, the tip line was called by Richard Allen, and Dan Doolin went out there. These are the notes that Dan Doolin wrote in the narrative. He said, Mr. Allen was on the trail between 1:30 and 3:30. He parked at the old Farm Bureau building and walked to the new Freedom Bridge. While at the Freedom Bridge, he saw 3 females. He noted one was taller and had brown or black hair. That's probably Bree, right? He did not remember description, nor did he speak with them. He walked from the Freedom Bridge to the High Bridge. So he didn't speak with them. But look at this. He walked from the Freedom Bridge to the High Bridge. That's what he did. Boom! He's right there, right? He did not see anybody, although he stated he was watching a stock ticker on his phone as he walked. He was looking down, looking at the stock ticker. He stated there were vehicles parked at the High Bridge trailhead, however, did not pay attention to them. He did not take any photos or video. His cell phone did not list an IMEI, but did not have the following, whatever. I mean, that stuff's, and it says, through the statement of Mr. Allen, he admits that on February 13, 2017, he parked his vehicle at the old Farm Bureau building from 1:30 to 3:30 and was on the trails, and they believe that the old Farm Bureau building is the old CPS building, and all logic dictates that. He didn't park in the downtown Delphi and walk like a
No, I'm not going to call lol. I just like to hear people call in. I'm staying awake for that lol.
Well, I'm not going to have people call in. But later tonight at 11:30 my time, so 2.5 hours from now, I am going to call in and have like Susan Hendricks and the murder sheet who are standing in line, and we can ask them all kinds of questions and get it all figured out what the hell was going on today. And kill some time for them. But, I'll probably do that for like an hour or so, and because it'll be late. I mean, it's way later for them, but let's see. And it's because we're leaving. I mean, it's just all works here. It's crazy. Okay, right here. Allen stated that he had passed the girls and then he walked to the Monon High Bridge and saw nobody else. Investigators believe that after passing the Hoosier Harvest Store at 146, Blair parked at the trailhead entrance across from the Mears residence. In her interview, she says there are no other cars at the trailhead entrance at that time, which absolutely is true. And right after that, Kelsey pulls in, and she saw that car, but drops off Abby and Libby and then drives away. In her interview, she says there are no other cars at the trailhead. And okay, she walked to the Monon High Bridge, and a male matching the male from Liberty's video, right? Because she says that the person on the bridge is the same person in Libby's video. She described him as a white male wearing blue jeans and a blue jean jacket, she said, but it's not a jean jacket. This matches the blue duck canvas jacket Anna Spath describes. Blair said that the male was standing on the first platform on the Monon High Bridge, approximately 50 feet away from her. Blair turned around at the bridge and continued her walk. Approximately halfway between the bridge and the main hub of the trails, she passed two girls walking towards the Monon High Bridge.
You're the best. Thank you for all the
Hey, thank you, Rachel B. Blair said that she believed it was Liberty German and Abigail Williams. She was certain of it. She saw it on the news and said, yep, that's who I passed. I think I would use words like that if I was writing documents. Blair said that she believed it was Liberty German and Abigail Williams. At 1:49, on that same camera, there was a white car that matches Kelsey German's vehicle. Liberty and Abigail would have dropped off right before the video. Blair finished her walk and is seen on the Hoosier Harvest Store video leaving westbound at 2:14. Now, the murder sheet said 2:18, so I don't know if they changed that time. It doesn't really matter that much. Or maybe they just, couldn't read the notes very good. So I don't know if that's a different time now, but they said 2:18. Blair said that she saw no adults other than the male on the bridge. As Blair was leaving, she noted a vehicle was parked in an odd manner at the old Child Protection Service building. She said that it was not odd for the vehicle to be parked there, but it was odd that it was backed in near the building. She said that vehicles often use the south edge, because she would go there in 2016 and 2017. Betsy Blair would go there all the time to do her exercise. Like literally, so she knows, like when she says, oh yeah, some people would park there sometimes. She knows because she's been there. Wilson was on it, so she said they often use the south edge of the parking lot, so they were closer to the trail to get to the Freedom Bridge. Detective Liggett, she also said it was just weird the way it was parked. They don't normally back in like that. So this other guy said he observed what he thought was a purple PT Cruiser or small SUV type vehicle parked on the south side of the CPS building. Wilson said it was backed in as to conceal the license plate of the vehicle. So obviously Blair and her saw the same vehicle because it's unusual for a vehicle to park. They just didn't know they were going to have to remember the exact model and color. So, but they do have it, like darker purple. PT Cruiser has the same sort of general hatchback. I see the similarities, but other people don't. Almost like it being intentionally, willfully not wanting to see it. And then, we have the Sarah Carbaugh. I don't know if she spoke today or was up on the stand, but she definitely would be up on the stand. I would think tomorrow if she didn't make it up there. But anyways, so we have that. Let's see what the notes say. Okay, so apparently one of the confessions, and this isn't really the confession, but like Fox 59 tried to recreate exactly what they saw in the confession. And the words I'm sure the words are correct, but they just tried to make it look, I'm not sure why they needed to do this shit right here. They could have just given us the words. You didn't need to make it look like it was. But it looked like this, and he says, I'm ready to officially confess killing Abby and Libby Richard Allen, he says something like, I'm not sure where the 4 comes in, but I hope I get the opportunity to tell the families I'm sorry. So that was in one of his confessions. That was March 5th, 2023. All right, so that's like a recreation of something, but they put that out there today. So, that's one of them. It's the audio ones, I think, that'll be really damning when you start hearing him say and then give information that the investigators will be able to go up on and say, yes, what he said right there, that was not known to the public, and this is what he said. Boom. He's going to be just absolutely toast at that point. So these are the afternoon notes that I was sent later, so let's see what these say. All right. Brianne Wilbur, witness who saw bridge guy at Trails, best friend of Kelsey, friends with Libby. And they are. Kelsey and her are really good friends. The last CrimeCon I went to, they were both there hanging out together. They're best friends. So, saw bridge guy walking with a purpose on Trails before Abby and Libby arrived. Libby texted her, "Are you still here?" And she said no, that she just left 10 minutes prior. A man dressed in layers caught her attention because it was warmer. It was a warmer day. And he gave her a weird vibe. He had a blue or black jacket. See, here's what it is kind of odd. It was only 47 degrees that day. Well, she said 47, but it's like 44 degrees is a high. And I guess one of them said it was 47, and they said, well, how did you know it was 47? And she said, well, my dad was concerned that it'd be too cold, so we looked up the temperature, and it was supposed to be 47. So that was the projection. So it wasn't really 47 because you wouldn't know before the fact, right? It was 44 degrees, but he had a face covering. That was before COVID. So why would you be doing that? So he had blue or black jacket, blue pants. When she saw the bridge guy picture, she ID'd him as the man she'd seen. He was taller guy. Brianna was height of his upper arm. So she has that wrong, but he's from a distance. He's not like 2 feet from you. On cross in 2020, she told law enforcement he was in his 30s. Betsy Blair, witness who saw bridge guy on bridge. Bridge guy looked at her like he was expecting someone or something. Could tell that based on his posture. ID bridge guy picture as man she saw. On cross said she was in 20s to 50s. 20s to 50. It's a pretty big range. ID picture. So again, Betsy Blair said when she saw the picture of the bridge guy, she said, yes, that's him. She said he was in his 20s to 50s, told sketch artist he had brown poofy hair. Well, I guess what we could do is we could look at that one again. Brown poofy hair. Let's see. Well, I could see somebody thinking that he had brown poofy hair, just looking at that. Like you're just walking by, you see somebody, oh yeah, he's got brown poofy hair. Because you're not remembering exactly. Hey, wow, thank you so much, Karina. Gifted 5 memberships to Kilea, Sophie's mom, Rubicon, Amerigator, and Rothhound. Welcome. Yeah, I think he's wearing, like I've said 100 times, you guys, I think he literally is wearing this. Can't believe I remembered to go back to the right screen. I think he's wearing this hat right here in that video, or one exactly like it, because he even has a shadow on it because the front sticks out. And I think he has the hoodies kind of bunched up back here, and it looks like it's part of that. And I think he's got that on. Got the goatee. It's all there. Why do you keep saying that? I get the same thing. I just did that yesterday, 100 times. Do we need to do it again, Kelly? Is that what you're trying to tell me? All right, I'm going to show you guys. Here we go. So, what I'm about to show you here has no court value. Like you wouldn't be able to use it in court. Has no meaningful, you know, it just is what it is, right? It was really just for me. Is Richard Allen consistent with his body shape to the bridge guy? Now, here we go. Just look at this. And so I got this little face in there. So let me turn those off. So there it is. I mean, just look at that right there. Yeah, this is probably, you know, he's scrunched down a little bit. He could probably be smaller, this one. So if I went like, yeah, maybe some about like that. Yeah, maybe like that. That's probably better. And you look at that and you can say to yourself, is that consistent? Is there anything in the picture on the left that you would go, wow, that can't be him? Like, for example, if that was Keegan Kline, he would look like a bowling ball rolling across the bridge with a hat on, okay? So you'd easily be able to say, well, that's not him. But in this one right here, you look at it and you go, shit, that looks very similar. Then when he's playing pool, I take a screenshot of his face, right? And I literally just put the little face on there because it's his face. I mean, so the thing is, this is Richard Allen. That's what law enforcement is saying. That means the face when he's playing pool should look just like that face or be consistent with it. And so if we get rid of the, let me get rid of the extras on here. Again, like I'm saying, this isn't court. You know, you couldn't do this in court. But if you look at that, you know, look at how, I'm just blinking it on and off, and, you know, the shadows are different. But notice the beard and the beard in this one. Beard in the nose, beard in the nose, and everything it fits. Like the eyes are in the right spot, the nose, you know, so it's not like he's got this really long face or he's got this, you know, it's just, all I'm using this for is for me to say, is he consistent with that? And I think, well, it is. You know, it really is, you guys. I mean, it looks like that could be the same guy. Everything. His body shape. And by the way, this image right here, when they said he's stockier, that's from 2017-ish, right around that time. So he was bigger and stronger. Look at him. Does he look like somebody who would have a hard time moving, you know, a 200-pound body around? I don't think so. I know he's small, but in terms of height, but he wasn't weak back then. You know, he was a different person. The 5 years after that, he withered away because of, like, he was like Golem. Oh, man. He keeps wanting me to open. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I do have these height ones that I made a long time ago. I don't know which one is which. Is it this one? One, two, three, 5. Yeah, I think this was my very first one that I ever did. So I did this one, I mean, it was years ago. This is 2017. This image right here. I'm not sure why this is on there, but Jesus, what's going on with that? Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. All I did was I figured out like the height of the side rail as 4 inches, and then kind of extended it out, and I had them in this one at, I think it was 1 foot, 2 foot, 3, 4, 5, and then each one of these spaces is 4 inches. So it's like, so that'd be 4 foot, and then 4 foot 4 right there, and then 8, and then 5, 4. You know, if you stood up straight, it'd be like 5, 6, 5, 5, 5, 6 right there. So that was pretty close. That was one I did a long time ago, but I was told, I don't know, that's not really. So I don't know. So what do you guys think about that? So Betsy Blair said it was in his 20s to 50s, told sketch artist he had brown, poofy hair. Kelly S. is my producer. Yeah. Let's see. Told sketch artist he had brown poofy hair. Said he looked young but didn't remember saying boyish. Right, well, I think Richard Allen does have a boyish face. Bridge guy was average height, she said. And she's looking at him from more than 50 feet away. So let's take a look at this. Let me go back in time. So I think the barrier... I mean, we're going to have to go open up an old video here. Hold on a second. All right, you guys, you get on this channel, you get all the good stuff, you know. If you want to really try to get things proven, this is where you go. It's that good. All right, so this is going to be Bonnie videos, and we'll open up the one. This is it right here. Okay, so this video right here is a video taken from, let me get the date so you'll know. This is what it used to look like out there, and this is the correct time of year. And this video was taken on March 24th, 2017. Literally 40 days after the homicides. Right? So this is what it looks like. And this is exactly what it looked like that day. It was sunny. No leaves are on the trees still. So this is February. It looked just like this. Absolutely no different at all, except now there's memorial piles. Okay? So if you're here and you're watching this, this is something you likely wouldn't see anywhere else. You'll get to have the actual feel for it. Now this has audio. We could play it and see how it's kind of crunchy sound with the gravel. Well, thanks, Sam. I think I probably could have been, but you know, now we just do it here. That's even what Susan Hendricks said. She said, man, you would have been really good at the... But anyways, here we go. Well, thanks, Karen. Well, just watch it tomorrow when you get up. There it is. But Betsy Blair said she went to the barriers and turned around. So I can move it forward a little bit if you want, like, you know, just move it down a little bit. And when you watch this video, she's walking pretty slowly. She makes it all the way to the bridge in 5 minutes and 55 seconds from that little area there. Now, if you're Abby and Libby, you're probably walking slower than this because you're just taking pictures. Kimberly Lusk. Love Boston 617. Raised in the Boondocks, Rock Salt, and Bernadette. Welcome to the Freaks. Well, nobody asked you though, proud birther. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why people even bring up this shit. Who cares? People went to there all the time. Kids went there all the time. I know you're probably a better parent than everybody else, but like, I don't know what it is, but these kind of comments like this drive me nuts. I think they're just so self-serving. Like, you want everybody to look at you. You're right, man. You're freaking wonderful. I would not want 2 young children walking alone in that area without adult escorts. How dare they be allowed? You know what? There used to be a time in America where, you know, and there was towns like this, even in 2017, where you got to still act like we got to act like when we were kids. So when we were kids, My mom would say, hey, dinner's at 5, and it'd be like 3 o'clock, and you'd go running away somewhere on your bike. And then after you eat dinner, they say, be home by 9, and you're out there riding your bike around, and you're having a great time, and it's so fun, and you just really, it was awesome. You know, and then there's still towns that have people like that until this happened. So we don't need to blame anybody like, wow, how dare the parents, because that's kind of where comments like that are leading, you know. It's weird, you know. Totally unnecessary comments. They're absolutely. So yes, here we go. Here we go. That's right. Well, thank you, Shaney Mac, too. I've got all kinds of videos. I even have. I'll show you one in a minute here, if you guys want. That has the. Which one is that? Right. So I'll just move it forward. I just really want to get to the end here. So look, see this right here? This is the barrier, and this is where Betsy Blair said she made it to and then turned around. Well, that changes stuff a little bit. So look at this. Right there. Let me back it up a little bit. That's way further back than the start of the bridge there. Hold on. So right there, and he's standing over there, and you got a good look at him? Are you kidding me? That's not 50 feet. I always thought it was 50 feet because I thought she made it to the start of the bridge. But that isn't 50 feet. You know, she turned around right here. That's way out there. So now let's go back to the bridge, and I think that that's what this is right there. That's the barrier. I think we're looking at something much different than what she said. So there's 2 there, and first platform is right there. All right, so look at when we measure this here. Watch this. When we measure it from here to right there, guess what we get? We get 51 feet. That's exactly what I always thought, that she was right there, but that's not where she was. She was at the barrier. And guess how far that is? 114 feet. Can I get a boom? Now, where is the prosecution on that one? Well, Betsy, you always thought you were 50 feet. Would it surprise you if I told you you were 114 feet away from platform 1? I think all of us can safely say that being 33 yards away from somebody, you can't get a real clear picture of somebody's face. Would you agree, Betsy Blair? And see, that's what I'm saying. When you watch this channel, you get to know something like that. The other ones don't. They haven't been following it, so they're just kind of, yeah, and they're trying to give you the zip, bang, boom shit. And I'm just working through stuff. And I heard that she said she turned around at the barrier. Now, when you look at that, it's 114 feet from platform 1. Okay? I think I almost need to, I'm going to, shit. Maybe I'll forward that. Shit. Has anybody even thought of that? That's ridiculous. Forget. I mean, you gotta admit, like, that's a huge difference. Betsy Blair always thought she was about 50 feet away, and then she turned around at the barrier, though. Well, the barrier is way back there. Now we go back to the video, and you'll see it. Watch. You go around, and now look at, you're walking all these feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And when you get to here, sure, you know, like, okay, right there, that's 50 feet from that platform. That's a huge difference. And I don't think anybody out there, and I think, sure, now you can see why she thought it was brown, poofy hair, etc. Hold on, I'm gonna send a text message to somebody. I'm not gonna tell you who, but I gotta do it while I'm thinking about it. That's, I mean, that's a massive difference. Alright, there you go, there you go, there you go. Got to get that one sent out there. That is a really, like, that's a huge thing right there. Literally 114 feet away. I mean, you got to admit, like, that is not even close. Alright, so you got this video, and then what's this one? This is another one that Bonnie Blair took a long time ago.
Yeah, they're gone.
Oh yeah.
I'm coming.
These guys are crazy. They're way under the bridge over here. Oh, there's Beth right there. That's funny. Anyways, I got that one, and then next one we're going to do is Beth. Yeah, she's got videos, Beth videos and images, and she's got these high quality ones. And so when everybody's looking at the video that people watched in court today would look something like this. All right, this is what it looks like, because I had them do this. Like my friend, they went there, they filmed everything, and they walked around and they tried to figure out. And we were on the phone and everything, and you can see right there there's this little white dot, but you can't see it on your end really that well, but that's this little white destroyed part of the railroad ties. But it looks like this little white bump next to, when you're looking at this video here, see that little white thing next to his right shin on the side there? It's like a little bulb. That's actually just destroyed railroad ties, but you can only see that if you're off the end of the bridge and the camera's low. And we figured all that out, so we figured out exactly where Libby was, off the end of the bridge, just standing there. Then we go back to this one. Let's see if there's anybody in this video. Yeah, so this is where it would have been filmed from, but we actually have people in it. In some of these, like this one, for example. Here's a good one.
Oh.
So there's a person walking over there. And I don't think this is the right one, because she's walking. See how she's walking pretty slow. But the bridge guy is all the way up here. He's only about 60 feet away from the end of the bridge in the video. This is filmed here, by the way, by an Apple iPhone 6. That just happened to be what the person had. And so this one is too far off to the right, okay? So just think about it like this. This video is way too far to the right. It needs to be about 1.5 feet inside of this right-hand rail here to get the right angle, okay? And the girl back here that's on the bridge is too close to the side railing. Because if you go back to the Delphi video, you'll see the angle it should be at. Let me rewind it. Because I put a fake bridge in there. Look at it. So you should be right here about 2 feet into the left, and he's probably about 2 feet from the left rail where she's hugging it in the video that we were just watching. So here we go back to this, and that's how small he is. You know, I'll show you the actual size of him. This is about how tall he was when the video started. Okay, but he's not in the video at this point. She's talking, the camera's over here, wiggling around and stuff.
That explains why.
She was about in the right spot for a second there. Now she's too close to the side. Now watch, I'll tell you where he is in the video of Abby and Libby. He's not there yet. Ding, ding, ding. About right there. So this is where he was in the Abby and Libby video. Right here. So see how he's small? Or, you know, she in this video? How little that is compared to the entire video. And then law enforcement goes in there and they crop out Abby, who's to the left, and they show us this. And then, you know, obviously they zoom in on it and make it bigger, and, you know, it's just, but that's all we got. And, you know, if I don't know if I can drag it like that. I don't think so. So let's see, image, can I make it bigger? Resize image, how about, yeah, how about 500? Yeah, there you go. All right, you see how that's bigger now, and you can see it, but look how blurry everything is. See, that's what the deal is. So image size, let's make it even bigger. How about like 700? See that? And now you can see her face and everything, but imagine if she had a hoodie on and everything, you wouldn't be able to tell who that was, right? And, you know, the clothing that he had on. But there she is right there. You can see her, that's a girl. You know, would you really be able to tell who that was if it was just some rant? Let's say she had a stocking cap on and a sweatshirt. You wouldn't be able to tell who that was. You get it? Hey, thanks, Coffee Bean Queen. So anyways, that's what it looks like in there. So he's coming up on them, but he's walking way faster than she is. So he's just really coming, and look at, she's got her head down too, just like he does, because you got to look, there's spaces. Yeah. So anyways, man, I think that's insane, because she said she turned around right here. 114 feet changes things, don't you guys? I mean, 50 feet still kind of far, but 114? Wow. Jesus, that's a third of a football field. All right, you guys. Well, I think that is... do you guys have any questions or anything about today? I mean, I tried to do as best as I could with the information that I had. I mean, there's some people that were blogging out there and so forth, but I just did whatever I could do. I had to listen to different people, and they did great jobs taking notes. You know, so I will say that, you know, Lauren on Hidden True Crime, she took great notes. I wish, like, she knew the cases, you know, well, so that she could be putting pieces together when you hear it. Like, for example, right there, I've been waiting on the show. I was like, oh, well, she said she turned around at the barrier. And my measurements that I've been doing all these years that said 50 feet were from the start of the bridge to platform 1. So at the barrier, I know that's much further back. I'm going to go measure that later. And there it is, 114 feet. Nowhere near, I mean, let's within 110 feet, right? Because we're, well, no, we actually measured it right here. You can see it. So let's go back in time. Is there any other, like 2012, I'm sure that barrier is right inside there. How about 2014? Yeah, 2017, that's the barrier. All right. Anyways, pretty interesting, right? And I think it's similar, you guys, with the big networks. They have people that they pay to go show up to different places. They take notes, but they don't know what they're really doing or taking notes about. They don't have a full, deep, nor do they have the time, by the way, to have these understandings of cases. So when they go there, they're taking notes. That's why that was an abomination in that note earlier when it said, hey, by the way, they played a video in court that they found on Libby's phone, and man, great jurors' questions, and we'll see you at noon. Wow. The most important thing that there is the video, and that got that kind of coverage. Not one single comment whatsoever. Unbelievable. It was actually funny, Bobby. I mean, it was literally funny. It was so bad. It was... Yeah. Well, what are you guys thinking so far? You guys liking the... I mean, I wish I could have been there for you guys, but I think this is working pretty decently. I'm able to get some of the main big points that are out there, and I think we're the trial seems to be in a good place right now, even though some of those witnesses said something different. The key is that every one of the 3 witnesses, including Betsy Blair, said that the person they saw, and they said it early on, not later. They said, oh yeah, that's the guy we saw. The image that Libby had on her phone, that's the person they all saw. And now that we have that information, they're going to soon have the Dan Doolin information, where Richard Allen tells Dan Doolin that he showed up at 1:30, and they're going to show that on the Hoosier Harvest store, a vehicle matching the description of his vehicle drove by there. Those same 3 girls that have already testified, saying the person they saw is the person they saw in Libby's video. Richard Allen himself admits to seeing those very same 3 girls. That means that the person they saw is the person in Libby's video, because that's Richard Allen. Richard Allen says, yes, that was me. I'm the guy that those 3 girls saw, and I saw them. And those 3 girls said that the guy in Libby's video is the guy that they saw. So Bridge Guy is the guy that they saw. And Richard Allen says, I'm the guy that they saw. Do you get it? So then Richard Allen says he goes to the bridge, and they're going to go and have him in that same document. He says, yes, he went to the bridge, Northern High Bridge. And then later he even said that he went to the first platform. And guess what? When Betsy Blair went there, that's where she saw the guy standing. The same guy that she saw in the video, who admits to seeing the 3 girls. I mean, it's just, he's going to be, when they start lining and packing all this in on building up on the circumstantial stuff, it's just going to wither. The defense is going to try to come in and try to poke holes and make all these things, and it's just going to sound ludicrous, right? And then not only that, at the crime scene, so after Libby and Abby saw them, and Betsy Blair saw him. So Betsy Blair saw Richard Allen. He admits to it. And then Betsy Blair passes Abby and Libby. Then Abby and Libby walk to the bridge. Then, literally within 7 minutes or so, or maybe more like 13 minutes after that, there's a guy walking across the bridge that is the guy that Betsy Blair saw, because they all said that they saw him, and that's Richard Allen, because he admits to being that person. He cycles a bullet into his gun and tells the girls to go down the hill. You can hear it. And then at the crime scene, they found a bullet. They didn't know who owned the bullet until they got that tip finally. Then when they did the search warrant, they found a Sig Sauer pistol that appears to have ejected that very same .40 caliber bullet. Kelly, why do you keep telling me to play the animation? I've played it 4 times already on the show. What's going on, man? You keep telling me what to play and things over. I don't want to play it. I just want to say it. And then guess what? The final thing is that he confessed 63 times, but I don't really care about the number. I care about the times that he confessed where he gave information that only the killer would know. Kelly S. is just running the show. Great, play that one. Okay, play the, show the picture of how high he is. And I did all those ones, but I've already played it 15,000 times. What is what? What is it what? The animation we play over and over and over and over and over again. This one right here, we've played it 15,000 times. You know what? I'm going to do it one last time, and I'm going to end the show, okay? The 3 girls are at the bridge right there at 12:43. Eventually, they make their way over here, and they're right there at a bench at 1:26. I can do this out of my head. I don't need to see it. 1:26. Then 1 minute later, Richard Allen's black Ford Focus drives by. You see it. Goes by the Hoosier Harvest store and parks at the old building. Then Richard Allen, maybe sat in the car for a minute or two, gets out though, and those 3 girls, as they're just exiting the wooded area, pass a guy that is in the video of Abby and Libby. Oh, God, Kelly, Jesus. makes his way to the Freedom Bridge. Those three girls do. And they probably hang out there for a while, you know. And he starts walking. And then while he's still walking, those three girls are walking, and they go over the old State Road 25 as Betsy Blair drives underneath it and looks up, and there's actually four girls. One of them's just 12 years old. And then she drives her vehicle around and parks here about a minute after Richard Allen made his way to the bridge. She gets out of her car and starts heading towards the bridge. She's exercising. And Abby and Libby get there 2 minutes later, but they're just taking pictures, so they're moving much slower. She gets to the bridge, turns around, and passes Abby and Libby halfway back between the bridge and the parking area. Abby and Libby then are going to run into the guy that all of them saw in Libby's video and the guy that Richard Allen admitted to being. And then Betsy Blair continues to walk all the way around, probably to the Freedom Bridge and back. Richard Allen likely goes back a little bit into the background on the trail to make the girls feel comfortable enough to go out onto the bridge, and he watched, and when they were like a halfway or 2/3 across, he makes his move, and he goes across, and it's at 2:13 and 50 seconds or so. 2:13 and 50 seconds. The video is started by Libby, and that's almost the exact time that Betsy Blair got into her vehicle and drove away. And then now the only person in the park is Richard Allen with Abby and Libby, and he takes them across the creek, and he ends up killing them there. And then I think I actually have later on where, let's see, I'm not sure. I might have it where Derek drives in. I don't remember though, do I? Oh yeah, there he is right there. So at some point right here, I have Derek driving in at 3:15, and then I think I don't have any more. I didn't add any more in the animation, so I stop right there. But Derek pulls in to pick them up, and they're still here. And then eventually he makes his way up through the cemetery, and Sarah Carbaugh apparently sees him as well. All right, that's it, you guys. There you go. I hope you guys, for those out there who, feel like Richard Allen's the guy. And I don't even care. I want people in here that didn't feel like he's the guy, but now see like, holy shit, I see it now. That's who I'm looking for, okay? I am 100% certain that Richard Allen is the killer of Abby and Libby. I'm not conflicted or anything. I can't guarantee you that the jury will see that. And maybe it'll be a hung jury or some shit like that, because there's always one of those wackos, right? And that's where it'll be. That's it. Kelly S. running the show tonight. She was my producer. Are you trolling me tonight, Kelly? I'm not going to show that one. All right, anyways, I think she is. So thank you to Cheryl Bullock, Jay Case, who was in here, David Mock, Juniper's Tarot and Astrology. Now make sure to show up if you want to. I'm going to go live at like 11:30 my time, which is an hour and 45 minutes from now, and get a hold of Susan Hendricks and the Murder Sheet, or whoever else is in line there that wants to say something. David Mock, Juniper Tarot and Astrology, Billy, Nikki Zubs, Charlotte Denny, Jay Case was a cat eye, and then we have Little Puppy Paws 99, Allie Cake, Michelle H, Cindy Leon, good to see Cindy Leon, Dulce Heredia Ramirez, Janelle Glover, Case Cracked, Pancakes, Amber Maiden, then Ozzy Trisha, then Kelly Barbieshire, Amber Maiden's was a cat eye, Linda Howell, as in Linda Molden Howe, of the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles, and happy birthday, Norm Scanlon, Dana Springfield, Karen, Bobby Swain, Rachel B, Karina gifted 5 memberships, then Primal Curiosities, Karen again, then I gifted 5, and then Coffee Bean Queen. And then we also had Lillian and Nancy, and then we also had Your Gypsy a little earlier, and then there was also Michelle H on Cash App. So thank you guys. I appreciate your support on the channel tonight. Make sure to check in on the last day of the month here, where we do one last push night, and then boom, we have to get some more into our DNA fund this month. We're done with the scholarship fund, has been fully funded. We've got $6,000 in there. We're giving 3 $2,000 scholarships out to students who are into the criminal justice or forensic studies. All right. So it's pretty cool. We're one of the few channels out there that actually try to make a difference in the world. Not just, hey, everybody, I'm showing you true crime. And I actually try to make a difference just by giving you the factual information in the case to keep people grounded in a world of reality, not the conspiracy theories of the nut jobs out there. All right. Anyways, thank you all very much for being here. Good to see you, Lillian. And we'll see you guys a little bit later this evening. Should be fun. All right. So thanks for watching. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 7. And an 8 and a 9 and a 10.
An 11 and a 12 and a 13 and a 14 and a 15 and a 16 and a 17 and an 18 and a 19 and a 20 and a 21 and a 22 and a 23, 24 and a 25, 26, 27 and a crime dissector, auto projector, I'm certified human lie detector. I'm gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a top protector. Hey, it's Strawberry Rain.
And I'm meaner than a spectre with a
Kelly S. Amber Maiden. Billy. The Sports Life. Lisa Valenzuela.
I have no
Shoulder 321. JK's. Michelle H. Lillian Gale.
I'm gonna send you
Christine
on a
Fall.
mission to reveal
You're
the true offender.
Yeah, so I'll just get right back to it. All right, everybody. Talk to you.
Chris Cunningham.
There's mosquitoes the size of bald eagles, and that